Okay, I was halfway through a video and my phone shut down on me, so I've got to try to remember where we were. I think we were talking about area and perimeter. So here, I want to show you a few examples of how to find a missing part. We've done this, but it's been a long while. So let's say we have a rectangle, and you know that the area is 36 feet squared, and you have the length of 4 feet, and we need to know the width. So in this scenario, since it's area, we're going to divide. You multiply length times width to get the area. So if you have the area on one side, you're going to divide. So what is 36 divided by 4? 9. So the missing part is 9 feet. So let's do one of those together. So the area is 32 feet squared, and the length is 4 feet. Sorry, this is curved. It's a rectangle. It's just bad drawing. So 32 feet squared is the area, 4 feet is the length. So find the width. So here, we have 32 divided by 4, which is 8 feet. That's our width. Okay, now this is a little trickier, and I don't know, we haven't really gotten to review it quite a bit. But let's say I'm given the perimeter of something, and let's say that is 20 feet, and I'm given let's say this time we're given the width. So let's just put that at let's do 8 feet. So let's say I'm given the perimeter, which is 20 feet, and I have the width, which is 8 feet. Now, I don't know, and I need to find my length. We set this up kind of like a diagram. It's been a long while. I'm gonna put in my diagram the sides that I do know, which are 8 feet. Since perimeter is adding all sides together, I know that I have 2 8 feet. Okay. And so I have 8 feet and 8 feet. Here I'm going to divide 20 by 2, which is 10. I had to think about it. That's embarrassing. Just 10. So I know that my width plus my length has to equal 10. So what plus 8 equals 10? 2. So that is my missing side. It's 2 feet. And we can check. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 8 is 12. Plus 8 more is 20. That checks out. So we make a diagram. We have 8 feet plus something. We divide our perimeter into 2, which just equals 10. And then we subtract the part we know. So once we divide it by 2, and you can just remember how to do this. Divide the perimeter by 2, subtract the part you know. That'd probably be easier than drawing out the diagram. Let me show you what that would look like. Divide the perimeter by 2, so 20 divided by 2 equals 10. And subtract the part you know. So 10 minus 8 is 2. So divide by 2, then subtract the part you know. Let's do one of those together now. Let's do one where the perimeter is 32 feet and the part we know is 90. So the perimeter is 32, the width is 9. So you need to find the length. You try that over there, I'll do it over here. Alright, pause me if you need to. So here I took my perimeter, 32, divided by 2, which gave me 16. I subtracted the width, so 16 minus 9, and that gave me 7. So that was my answer. I double checked mine, and 7 plus 7 is 14, 9 plus 9 is 18, 14 plus 18 is 32. So it was correct. Alright, none of those are on your review. They may be on your assessment. Alright, now, number 10, fractions to decimals and decimals to fractions. So here, let's look at A. We are given 18 over 100 and need to put that into a decimal. 18 over 100. 1800ths. As a decimal, it would just look like this, right? So this is the same as 1800ths. What if, though, I had this? Ow. 8 over 100. What would my decimal look like? Go ahead and try that on your end. See if you can remember. And I'll do it over here. Alrighty. So here, answer came out to be 0.08. We have nothing in our tenths place. We have 8 in our hundredths place, 8 hundredths. So that's what it would look like as a decimal. Now, let's look at C. It gives us 5.8 and wants us to make it a mixed number. Remember, a mixed number has a whole number component, so it's got a whole number and a fraction. So it wants 5.8 as a mixed number. So here, my whole number is 5, because I have 5 in my ones place. Now this, I have 8 in my what? My tenths place. So that fraction would look like this, 8 over 10. Of course, I could simplify 8 over 10 by dividing both by 2. So I'm going to do that. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 5 divided by 2 is 5. So my answer is 5 4/5. But notice, whatever is to the, what is that, left of my decimal place is a whole number. And then if you think about what place this is in your decimal place. So this is in my tenths place, so this would be 8 over 10. If this was 5.08, it would be 8 over 100. And that'd be a different story. Wouldn't reduce to that, obviously. So let's do another one. This one's not on your review. I want you to put this into a mixed number. 6.05 or 6 5/100ths. Put that into a mixed number. Okay. Here, my whole number is 6, and I have 5/100ths, so it's like 5 over 100. Then when I simplified, I divided by 5, which gave me 1/20th. All right. Now, moving on to number 11 on your review. Adding and subtracting decimals. This I bet you've got down pretty well. So I'm not going to teach it, we're just going to practice. So let's just do the first one, which is 7/800ths plus 1 6/10. I always like to go ahead and add my 0 so I'm not confused. Especially when subtracting, it's important. So go ahead, do this problem on your end, and I'll do it over here, and we'll compare our answers. Okay, pause me if you need more time. Here it's just like normal addition. 8 plus 0 is 8, 7 plus 6 is 13, carried my 1, made sure to put my decimal place, and 1 plus 1 is 2. The most important thing with adding and subtracting decimals is lining up your decimal place and your place value. So ones with ones, tenths with tenths, hundredths with hundredths. Pretty simple. Let's move on, because I do think you've got that down. Let's do some multiplying decimals. I'm going to pull one that's not in your review, but you'll see these on number 12 in your review. Let's do first, let's start with multiplying by a whole number. So I'm going to do 5.6 or 5 6/10 multiplied by 4. So 5 6/10 multiplied by 4. So to multiply with decimals, it's just like multiplying normal numbers. So 6 times 4 is 24. Carry my 2. 5 times 4 is 20. Add 2 is 22. Now, how many numbers in my problem are to the right or behind a decimal place? Just one. 4 is not behind a decimal place, because that would mean that we were multiplying by 4/10, and we're not. We're multiplying by 4 ones. So the decimal place, really, if you want to think about it, is over here. But you don't have to think about that. So here, we only have one number behind our decimal place. So we're only going to make sure one number is behind the decimal place in our answer. So our answer is 22.4. Man, these videos go by fast. So let's do, I don't know if we have time for another. I'll meet you on the next video and we'll do one together.